Welcome to Exchange Traded Funds for Dealer Representatives. This course was created to satisfy proficiency requirements for MFDA dealing representatives, allowing them to offer ETFs to clients. The ETF market is one of the fastest growing segments of the investment industry. What started as a handful of passively managed ETFs tracking very broad indices has expanded into hundreds of funds, from passively managed to rules-based, smart beta, actively managed, and specialized ETFs. From country-specific ETFs to commodity-specific, industry-specific, artificial intelligence, blockchain, and even marijuana ETFs. In 2017, here in Canada, ETF assets grew from $113 billion to more than $145 billion. That's an increase of over 28% in 1 year. In that same 12-month period, the number of ETFs grew from 601 at the start of the year to 665. That's 64 new ETFs introduced into the market just in 2017. There were also 10 new ETF providers that entered the Canadian market in 2017, bringing the total number to 27, according to the Canadian ETF Association. Since the early months of 2018, at the time of this recording, dozens more ETFs have been introduced to the market, and more ETF companies are punching their ticket to get a piece of the action. So what's causing all this frenzied activity in the ETF space? Some analysts are pointing to a large amount of cash that investors have been keeping on the sidelines, while others are pointing to investor migration away from conventional mutual funds and into lower cost alternatives. Whether it's one or the other or both, if the recent past is any indication of what lies ahead, the ETF market will continue to grow, not just in assets under management, but also the number of ETFs available and the number of companies offering them. For investors, all this activity in the ETF space means competitive prices and more innovative products. For the advisor, it means ETFs will continue to play a bigger role in the types of investment solutions they can offer and how they build client portfolios. In this course, we'll cover the learning requirements outlined by the Mutual Fund Dealers Association, or MFDA, to allow MFDA dealer representatives to offer ETFs to clients. More specifically, it covers the learning objects outlined in the MFDA's Policy Number 8, Proficiency Standard for Approved Persons Selling Exchange-Traded Funds. We'll introduce the basics of an exchange-traded fund, their characteristics, how they compare and contrast to conventional mutual funds and common stocks. We'll look at different ETF management strategies, from passively managed to actively managed, and we'll also describe the ETFs that are not permitted to be sold by MFDA dealing representatives, such as inverse, leverage, and commodity ETFs. We'll cover regulatory and tax considerations for ETFs, as well as risk and portfolio management topics, which were covered in your mutual fund licensing course. For many of you, this will be a refresher on those topics, but the central theme of this course is exchange-traded funds and what licensed MFDA dealing representatives need to know in order to offer them to their clients. Once you've completed the course content, there will be a final test with 30 multiple choice questions. You'll need a score of 60% or higher to successfully complete the course. There's a lot to cover, so let's do this.